Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and on my channel I talk about the comics that I'm working on. Right now I'm working on a graphic novel pitch. I recently pitched that, and I'm also working on a shorter comic about a witch and a cat. So thanks so much for dropping by. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I've noticed on Instagram specifically, is artists who say that they're quitting art altogether. They just make a post describing why they're quitting art, but basically it stems from not being paid well enough, and not being able to live the life they want to live, mainly because of finances, and also a lot of times because of lack of opportunities. There's just not as many opportunities for artists anymore, in the commercial space and in the freelancing space, because like jobs are being taken by AI. Of course, that AI is taking lots of people's jobs. And B, I feel like because the economy is kind of in a downwards trend right now, people are not spending that much on things that make them, like unnecessary purchases like art and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, art is necessary. It's just that, like, for instance, if they're going to an art convention or something, instead of buying like 5 prints, like maybe people would have back in 2012, they're only buying 2 prints because people are penny pinching a little bit more, especially on things that are not like essential, like food and water, basically. So in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about that. Also, it's going to be another video where I'm drawing something. Today, I will be coloring some pages from the Magic Cat comic that I'm working on, which basically is a comic about Mauve, who is a witch, and her familiar named Magic Cat, and their first time working together. So here are some pages of me coloring it. I'll just be talking, and let me know if this is like not too visually interesting for you. Like, sometimes I'm wondering if like just these talking head videos are enough. Like, I honestly had the idea of making comics for my YouTube posts, and I got really excited about that actually, but then I realized that that would be a little bit crazy because I'm already working on another comic, like a comic, the Magic Cat comic, the one about the witch and the cat. That's the comic that I'm actually trying to finish by around like springtime of this year, because I want to table at a convention at the end of this year. So I have to kind of keep pace with my self-set deadlines, and it would be kind of crazy to like stop that to add in another comic in the mix just for YouTube when I upload every other week. So, and also, like, I work and I'm about to actually take classes again at a community college. So it's just like too many things going on for me to also be adding on another comic just for YouTube. So I hope that you're okay with me just talking like this about topics that interest me. But let me know if there's something else that you might suggest for this channel that is low stakes, because I'm not trying to edit too much and do too much right now. Like, my schedule is really busy as it is. Anyway, that aside, let's get into the video. I've been seeing posts about people quitting art. I really do understand where people are coming from. I feel though that it would be easier on artists if our artwork was a second job and not the primary job, because the issues that you get about like not finding enough freelance clients and not getting paid enough, that could be offset if you had another source of income, which is why if you're a full-time artist, most of the times you have to have a lot of income source streams. But your income stream also doesn't have to be from art. For instance, me myself, I'm going back to school soon to get another degree or certification in information technology, because for the past 9 years since graduating art school, I've always done like really low paying jobs. I've been a nanny, I've been in a call center rep, I've been a waitress on and off, and just different low paying jobs like that, while always keeping my art practice really alive and active. And then there were a few years when I really tried to push for like a a storyboard role full time. But when I was starting to look for storyboard roles, it was the start of the decline in the industry, actually. So it was just bad timing. And I don't believe that storyboarding industry or art industry commercially will get better anytime soon, maybe in like 20 years, but we can't be waiting along like that, right? So I'd like to say I really advise like all the artists out there to just diversify their income, and if they can get skills and other things to do that. I think it's really important to pivot, and not just pivot to other like low paying jobs, but pivot to something like a career that you feel like you can build stability from. Because I learned that you have to put your basic needs first, and the basic needs of a human are food, shelter, and clothes. And you need money to buy all three of those things. And so if art is not paying you, or you're not getting enough clients to be paid well enough, then that's why people put up the I quit posts. But I hope that for the future, now that our economy is changing and stuff like that, I just hope that all artists in general can find other jobs to not have everything rely so much on the art. I just really want all artists to thrive. I really want all artists to be as expressive as possible, and I want all artists to be able to share their creations with other people. And sadly, that's just not possible if you're super stressed about your finances and stuff like that. Some artists are able to have partners help them pay for their bills, or their moms or their parents and stuff like that. But for a lot of us, we're just like, out here on these streets by yourself. And if that's you, then I just encourage you to try and find another good paying day job, and then keep your art as another job that you equally care as much about. But it's okay that it's not paying you right away, because it will probably take years to kind of build up the inventory you need, or build up the art skills you need to get the job that you want in art, like storyboarding, or to just be able to sell your stuff at a market. But that time is not wasted if you're getting money during that time by something else. So that's why I think it's important to have something else when you're an artist, and then you won't have to get burned out because of the low pay, And the best way to do this is to really protect the time that you spend on your art. Really kind of guard that time as precious and time that is inflexible with other things. Treat it like a part-time job, basically. If someone invites you to somewhere, but you have to work, you usually tell them I have work, and the person usually understands. So that's what you should feel about your art as well, your art practice. Make that a priority as much as you would a day job. Because I believe it's important to protect that time if we want to get our projects done and eventually share it with the world. We just have to work on it, plug on it day by day. And also realize that it's okay if the progress that you make on your art isn't as fast as you would like it to be. Now that I added like one more thing on my plate, which is school starting soon, I won't be able to even work on my comics every day as I used to. I used to work on my comics every day after work. And I used to work on it, in the morning before I went to my day job, and then after my day job. But now that I have to throw in studying, I won't do that. But I do want to protect at least 2 days a week on it. So I think I'm going to spend like Thursdays after work on the comic, and then like a good part of Saturday morning and afternoon on art. So altogether, that's maybe like probably like 10 hours a week, And that's still good, even if you were able to only put like 2 hours a week on it, or 1 hour a week. If you are consistent about it, I feel like that's the most important thing. If you have like little checkpoints, or like little mini deadlines that you set for yourself, and you consistently work at a pace that you can get it done, you'll be good. And then you'll be able to see your finished product in the end. It really is about consistency when it comes to your art practice. As an artist, I just don't think that you should ever quit. I feel like being an artist is really special, and it's a gift that people are born with. That's my honest opinion, because a lot of people go their whole lives wondering like what what gives themselves purpose, what brings them true joy. And to be born and gravitate to art and develop your skills into an artist, I think is a real blessing. So I think you should really protect that part of yourself and those ambitions like really fiercely. And I just don't think you should ever quit if you are an artist. So those I quit art posts do make me a little bit sad, because I understand where they're coming from. It is really hard, especially when you're really just, you need the money really bad. But if you're able to have a more balanced life with art, your art practice being on this hand and your day job or other income being on this hand, 6, 7. If you're able to do that, I think that you can avoid quitting art altogether. And I think that's about all I have for you today. I just hope that you guys can continue to make your art, whatever you're doing, whatever projects you're working on. I just hope that you can continue it and you don't give up. Let me know if you're also doing art with other jobs, or if you are a full-time artist who has multiple other streams of income. And if you are a full-time artist, like, how much time are you actually spending drawing your art? Like, how much time is divvied between your art and then like the business aspect of it and stuff like that? Because I feel like there's still, even when you're a full-time artist, you still have to balance it with other things. Like, you know what I mean? Well, that's a whole other topic. I would love to hear from you if this resonates from you or if it applies to you. So that's all I have for today. Keep making your art, everyone, and thank you for stopping by my channel. I appreciate everything, and you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.